Nick Maravette's Locked On Cyclones. They're doing it again. Look, I'm going to say this. I love the Wild Ute. He has hosted me for a Utah game day last year for the Holy War. That dude rocks. Philip rocks. I listened to the Monty Show. This is a new one. I hadn't really heard of the Monty Show. And they opened the show by actually calling out me, which I thought was hilarious. I was like, hey, guys, wow, this is cool. About spewing realignment rumors, expansion rumors. What I want to do right now is make it very clear. Utah is not ever going to the Big Ten. That's what I want to make very, very clear here. And I want to make it very clear the pundits who are mentioning that, whether it be the Big 12 Mafia folks or Wild Ute, have really good intentions. You just have to read past the headline. And for my show, I may post report Utah leaving the Big 12 to go to the Big 10 because some random schmuck out there who has 17 followers on Twitter reports that. And the first thing I say is this is never happening. And then some guy named Monty is like, God, what an idiot. Like, dog. Let's all just calm down for a second. Check the viewership numbers. Let's check those numbers. Now let's go toe-to-toe here. Sorry, that was mean. That's Wild Ute tweets, and he said, because West Coast college football. See, who is West Coast college football? We'll start there. They tweet, Dan Lanning says, we're traveling 15,000 miles this year about Oregon. We play 7 teams that have more prep time than we do. Cry about it. The Wild Ute says, again, Philip, great guy. Travel alleviation for its Western schools is one of many reasons, drumroll please, why the Utah Utes are on the Big Ten's realignment radar. Big 12 Mafia, not anytime soon. The Big Ten is not going to make this for a while. Utah does not get the golden ticket. I don't understand. And I hope this is the last time this is tweeted out. Love you, Philip. Philip's a good guy. But, man, there's just something wild to me that every week it's like, wait a second. USC has to travel to Illinois? Must mean that Utah's going to the Big Ten, baby. I don't think, like, why can't they be happy? Why can't they be happy? Why can't, you haven't said a word yet. It's fine.
No, I'm letting you go here, honestly.
Why can't Utah fans, the way that BYU fans, the way that Arizona State fans, the way that Arizona fans have been like, you know what? Hell yeah. Big 12, baby. But for some reason, athletic director down, it's like when BYU wins, bad. When Iowa State wins, bad. Like Utah hates all of it. When Texas Tech wins and they're good, bad. They want to see Texas Tech lose the rest of the games this season, while it's antithetical to Utah's strength of schedule moving forward if Texas Tech loses again. I don't see the delusion. Philip is not included in this, but the delusion of Utah fans that are like, we're leaving. The Big Ten wants us. They really, really want us. Their teams are traveling very far. No, the Big Ten is a travel dumpster fire right now, and it's not working for them. And what they thought was going to be awesome isn't awesome because Dave Portnoy is eating pizza on Big Noon kickoff, and there are 17 people in the crowd at Illinois, and they're asking them to clap because no one cares about USC going to Illinois. No one cares when Cal goes to that. That's the ACC. No one cares when UCLA goes to play Rutgers. But the fix is not Utah leaving the conference. Can everyone just settle down? Just sit for a second. Why do we have to believe that the team who hasn't won a single home game in the Big 12, after telling me they're so good at home, why do we have to believe that they will be going to the Big 10? They're not. It's not happening. It's not for travel alleviation. It's not for more money. It's not to expand to 27 teams. It's not because Fox wants it. They're not going anywhere. I can't wait for us to just stop talking about that.
Especially because moving to the Big Ten would only be negative for Utah. I know that they seem to hate the bed that they've made for themselves, but how does going to the Big Ten benefit them other than making them more money? Like, they're going to play harder teams. They're going to have a crazy travel schedule. I don't really get the argument of wanting to go to the Big Ten as a Utah. And that's coming from me, who, if you've listened to the squad show, I am not a big fan of Utah. I don't think Utah's got a super bright future even here in the Big 12. That's just, I really don't know what their move exactly would accomplish.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to have you on for that. You're really good. You do a really good job on the squad show when you do speak about Utah and the Big Ten. I'm going to push back on what you just said, by the way.
That's fine.
I'm going to push back because you said that Utah could lose more games in the Big Ten. We are a better conference in the Big Ten right now. No, they're not. That's stupid. Hold.
That's fair.
Pause. Wait. We have people firing coaches. So do they. By and large, a very big portion of the Big 12. We could go to team number 11. This is good. This is good. This is a good little crossover moment. My power rankings this week. Colorado is at 12, Kansas at 11, Kansas State at 13. I think UCF at 14. We've seen good things. Baylor could have a Heisman Trophy winner, 17 touchdowns, 3 interceptions at quarterback. They're 10th in the Big 12 power rankings. Those teams, Nick, could walk into the Big 10 tomorrow and they could win consistently against Rutgers, UCLA, Wisconsin, Purdue, Michigan State, Northwestern, Iowa, already did it, Minnesota, Maryland. And from there, if you say they're top heavy, Washington's not that good. They've scored 6 points in conference play. They lost 24-6. What have we seen from Penn State? They've beaten no one. Illinois has not beaten a currently ranked team. What have we seen from Michigan? Nothing. Ohio State, good. Yep. Oregon, good. Yep. Indiana, also good. But guess what? The Big 12 has 3 good teams, 4 good teams. The problem is the second you get past that in the Big 10, you get to nothing. You get to nothing, to zilch. Whereas in the Big 12, Houston may have the number 1 graded defense in the country. Utah may have the number 1 graded defense in the country. BYU, number 1. Arizona State, Sam Leavitt, Jordan Tyson. TCU, a Heisman Trophy winner at quarterback. It's crazy to me that we have this preconceived notion that in the Big 10, Utah would lose more. But, God, if you want to leave, go win more games in the Big 10. You probably have a better shot there. They haven't won a single home game in the Big 12.
Yeah, well, actually, you do bring up a good point. I think maybe it's just my blinders being on because of Oregon or Indiana at the top of that conference.
Which are good teams.
They are very good teams. And Indiana just laid the smackdown on Iowa. And that's always a fun anytime Iowa loses, you're gonna feel good. So maybe it was just my rose-colored glasses.
Iowa State dominated Iowa better than Indiana did, by the way, but continue.
Yeah, and you're not going to hear very many people agree with that. They want to look at that one totally differently because that's a Big 12 team. That's how people perceive the Big 12, and we could do that all day. I've done that all season long. Iowa State against Kansas State should have been a different score. Against Iowa, it was a totally the scores have not been indicative of Iowa State's dominance in games, but neither here nor there. Looking at Utah, sure, that's actually a good point. They probably would win a few more games over in the Big 10, but then you're looking at the that tweet that says that fixes the travel for the Big 10. It just adds a team that's going to have to travel more. Unless you go back to divisions. That's the only way you effectively combat that. And you actually have a true Big 10 West, and Utah helps keep that in check. I don't agree. I don't know how that works at all. I don't think that's good for Utah. I don't know why they want to leave the Big 12, but it doesn't make any sense.
I don't either, man. So can I tell you?
Can we actually revisit the power rankings while I've got you on here? What did Texas do? What did Texas Tech do during the bye week to stay 1?
I don't know, man. They didn't. What? Yeah, they have the most impressive win of the Big 12 this year. We can hit this for a second. That's fine. They have the most impressive win.
You don't have to go through the whole thing, but this. I feel like all Iowa State fans are going to want to know what the heck the deal is here.
Iowa State was number 1 4 of my first 5 weeks. Now 4 of 6 weeks, number 1. I think Texas Tech has the more coveted win. Two really good quarterbacks too. ? Better defense than Iowa State analytically. That doesn't mean it's not a bad thing. But again, I brought up earlier, Iowa State has not graded very well efficiency wise. Just the objective metrics, Iowa State has not jumped off the page in their passing or running game, which is weird because their run game is so good. They have so many options to run the football. Even when Rocco Becht has negative yardage, he has 3 touchdowns. And their defense is so solid. I won't even bring injuries into this. But I would say, yeah, Texas Tech has the marquee win of the conference this year, and so credit to them. And that's why they're 1. You can flip the 2. I think it's 1, 2, and everybody else. That's why we did the middle segment. Yeah. Like
a 1A, 1B situation. That's where we differ, really, is your value you're putting into Utah. I truly stand by my comments. I don't think Utah is very good this year. I think that they were overhyped with the whole situation going on, Dampier and everything. And so that's fine if you're going to put that much into that win. But I think looking at Iowa State, you can't ignore that they're getting it done. And against Arizona, I thought looked off the charts. They looked way better than they have the first 4 weeks. I think that bye week actually did help them a lot. The injuries will be question marks, but you look at what they got done in the running game, what they did new in the passing game. And then when you go back and look at their drive charts, you'll have to notice they basically played with a short field the entire night. Had they started their drives on the 10, they would have had over 700 yards of offense in this game. They just kept starting in Arizona territory, which is obviously going to help with the score, but it wasn't like Arizona was stopping them either way. I just saw that. Had to ask.
This is fair. That's where I would say I think Arizona's bad.
No, that's part of it. What do the good teams do to bad teams? That I think sets Iowa State up as a good team, and I understand what you're saying there, but
they're good. They're number 2.
I think they're over a bye week. That's really what it is for me. If Texas Tech holds one,
closest win was a road win in the top 20 by 24 points. They beat the piss out of everyone else.
That's fair. But hey, don't be shocked when Iowa State ends up 1 at the end of the season.
Correct. I won't be shocked. That's why they're 2. It's the closest
what are you having the Cyclones guy on if it's not to argue Iowa State's position?
Closest thing you can get to 1 is 2. All right, this has been It Always Will Be. That's Nick Maravets, Locked on Cyclones. Locked on. Thanks for making our shows your first listen every single day. Dose Grande.